this hangout on there is live. All right. The reason why you and I are having this session is because you're kind enough to at least view the pain that I'm going through. I spent like 2 days trying to figure this thing out. I went to a nightclub last night to try to get my mind off of it. And I'm looking at all these beautiful girls, but in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking about .NET Core and trying to deploy it. So, like, this is plaguing me. Now, you were saying that you were experiencing something similar on some projects that you were working on. And
Yes.
I was saying more than likely the stuff that you were doing were probably more C# centric, sitting on top of .NET Core. Whereas I was saying, like, I don't think F# is considered bleeding edge regardless of the adoption, but I think the tooling is. And like, I'm not a Unix person, Linux, whatever that stuff is. So it's like I struggle with command line. I struggle with like just very low level commands and scripts to get this thing to work. And like, I need help, man.
Yeah. So what I was saying was that oh, just remembered something now, but it's okay. What I was done this before we started, but that's fine. But here's the gist of it. So it's not really that it's because it's C# per se. You know, all of .NET Core is built on command line and using the command line effectively. And Visual Studio is just, calling the command line behind the scenes. So when you in Visual Studio, when you say build and publish, whether for C# or F# projects, behind the scenes, all it's doing is just calling the command line. But what I wanted to just explain is that it's a deep issue with how Microsoft is, handling the whole F# thing, because to a very large extent, Microsoft isn't the one developing the plugins for Visual Studio and all those Visual Studio features. It's mainly the community that comes up with that, at least as much as I know anyway. But in the case of C#, they use it internally a lot. So they are the ones responsible for making sure that that whole experience in Visual Studio is solid and up to date. But what puzzles me the most, and I think an evidence of this was that they were able to ship Visual Studio 2017 without good F# support, which is crazy to me, if you ask.
I mean, you and I represent probably 0.001% of .NET developers.
I agree.
So
I agree, but
and I have Community Edition installed, so like they're not getting money right now because I haven't blown up yet in regards to business.
Yeah, but the thing is, Microsoft hasn't like internalized F#. Like they don't use it, because had it been that they use it on a day-to-day basis, like there's no way in hell they would ship a version of Visual Studio without good support for F#. An example of this, I can give you examples upon examples. An example of this is, let's take JetBrains, right? So JetBrains, they use Java a lot, and Java is what they use to build their tooling. Java is the Java developers they target. And the Java community is like billions of developers, like not literally, but you get what I mean. Like there are a lot of Java developers out there, probably more than C# and .NET. However, when they came out with Kotlin, which is a new language that is based on the JVM as well, they make sure that the support for Kotlin is like top notch. Like, everything that they do for Java, they make sure they also replicate it for Kotlin as well. And even though Google didn't develop Kotlin, Google has like strong support for Kotlin as well. So for their SDK, their documentation, they have a dedicated team to make sure that the Kotlin support and the Java support are, on parity. Even though right now they're not on parity, but they want them to be on parity. Another example could be even in .NET. You look at VB and C#. For the longest time, support for different things in C# had equal level of tooling for VB. Yes, the number of developers who are still actually using VB today are very few, but like you would agree with me, like it's mostly the big enterprise developers that are still stuck on VB, and those are the ones that I think Microsoft is making money from. So they pay very close attention to the VB developers. Well, F# is just like, well, whatever. It's just a community thing and all that. And what is just exhausting is that it's people who don't want, who want the best for the language that, you know, keep sacrificing their time and their energy into building it. Like, for example, recently I got accepted into the F# mentorship program, and I was able to, I think I blogged about this. I don't know if you read it.
As a mentor, I assume.
Yeah, no, no, as a mentee, but for the F#
Oh,
compiler.
okay.
Yeah, for the F# compiler. So I was paired with a mentor, and he was graceful enough to show me like how, just how the whole tooling, the state of the F# tooling as a whole, from the compilers to the Visual Studio tooling and all of that. And I know it sucks as a user when you try to publish and it's not working, but you realize that even the support that is there now is people like you and I that actually got together and made it happen. So yeah, that's the growing pains of open
Well,
source,
like
I guess.
it's I don't know. It's just this whole Nicaza project. I'm like obsessed with finishing it as a proof of concept of building something using all functional programming languages, and it's like it's just been nothing but paper cut after paper cut after paper cut, like leading freaking edge. And it's like now I'm at the point where I can at least deploy it on a website and then work out like a lot of performance issues and stuff like that. And I can't even do that. Like this whole thing just lives on my local machine, and it's like I don't know. There's different aspects of it that some people are interested in knowing more about, especially in
Mm,
regards to marketing.
mm,
And like I want to be able to demo it to them where they can just go on there and play on it without me having to chaperone because it lives on my local machine. So
mm.
translated, like normal people, I want them to be able to like explore the pre-alpha version,
Okay.
so I could get some feedback on it. But like, I can't do the most basic thing of just freaking put it on a
Deployment.
server.
Okay, so
Like,
okay, this is yeah. So this is where I'll help you. If you remember, I actually deployed Nicaza once, but that was Azure anyway. But or you don't remember?
without the data, it
I think
was
it, it had a database. Had a database.
okay.
So how I did it was using a build pipeline. Maybe if I could share my screen, I would show you. I think it's still live. Hold on, let me share my screen. Um, just give me a moment. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
You can see my screen, right? So,
Yeah.
so yeah. So I was able to deploy it, but like I said, it was because okay, this is it. This is it, right? But this was because
Yeah.
it
It's really
was
really old.
yeah. So, but like I said, let me show you how that happened. No.
And you're using Azure,
Yeah.
the Azure platform. So like some of the comments or feedback when I posted my Stack Overflow question was that the publish UI menu item is supported in Azure websites or whatever the right term is for the Azure
Okay.
platform, but
Okay.
that's it. It's not supported for anything else.
Not
And so
exactly.
you have
Not exactly.
okay
So let me show you
because I
something.
see you have Nikeza.azurewebsites.net.
Yeah. So let's say I wanted to deploy it on my local machine, right? So can you see my screen, or is it too tiny? I think it's too tiny.
No, I see
Um,
it. It's fine.
okay. So let's go to, because when I saw your post on Stack Overflow, I just quickly did a sample project just to see what it would look like. Just to be sure that truly I could deploy it. So okay, this isn't it. I think it was on my machine at the office, but I think I can still run this because this is still a website. So as you can see, these are the files. So if you want to deploy the app, what you could just do is say .NET publish, right? And then you can specify the output. So -O for the output. And you can now say, I want to deploy on C10 or something, right? So C temp, oops, I shouldn't have done that. Let me cancel. C temp slash, let's say, and deploy. Okay. Let me see if I have a folder like that. Okay, it's still coming up. So it will build and it will actually publish it correctly, actually. It's just that there is
Yeah,
no
so
Visual
I got
Studio
that
to,
part to work.
yeah, there's no Visual Studio tooling to like trigger this command from behind the scenes. So that's the current issue we have with the F# tooling. But if you are using like maybe VS Code, you'd have to write these commands yourself. All right, so it's here now. This is it, right? These are all the files.
Yeah.
The most important thing you need to find out is whether it comes with this web config, because in the early days it was really bad. It didn't come with this web config, but I think by default now, so there's no problem there. So to deploy this app, what you need is to move all these files. So you would typically copy all these files or FTP these files or zip these files, upload to the server, and then extract it. Then after that, I think the last step,
Put it
what's
where?
next? I think it should,
At the root of the server or in the server /bin directory? Because I threw it in both and it just didn't work.
no, if you throw it in both, it will give you different problems. So it should just be in the root of the directory. That's all, right? You shouldn't even have a bin folder there. You should get rid of the bin folder if it's available, because the way the bin folder works is the bin folder tells IIS to load. By convention, when binaries are dropped inside the bin folder, IIS tries to load them when the application is run, and that's not what you want. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So I think at this point, let me stop
Yeah.
what I'm doing. Since you've gotten to this point already, let's look at yours. Let's look at what you've done. So that, let me stop sharing my screen and let's see yours.
And hold up. It's been a while. The full start screen. Get off of you. You see my stuff?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
All right. So like where are you at? Come here. Oh. I don't know. I don't know. All right. So you said delete the bin directory. So you said delete this.
So before we start, what was this folder like when you first registered the app?
It was on this
As
remote
in,
on the remote server. It was just the index.html file
okay,
and the bin directory, and
okay,
it may have been something else, but I'm not sure.
okay. So I think you should just empty everything, bin directory, everything goes,
Okay.
so that we can do it from scratch.
All right. All right, so this may take a little while. In the meantime, la 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 la.
Okay, okay, okay. Head back to the FTP. There's something I want you to see. Okay. Now I want you to look at that web config file. There's a nifty trick we can perform on it.
Look at a web config file. I manually created the web config file.
Oh, okay. You
Then I
had to
deleted
create.
it because you said that the publish command line should do it.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't it do it?
So you want me to delete or you want me to hold off?
Delete.
All right.
Delete. So maybe what we should do is maybe you should redo the publish again, so that I can see what you did, exactly what you did.
Okay. Oh, how come on Windows? Oh, okay. Just taking a little while. Ugh. All right. So if I go into this Nikeza and I just delete the entire bin folder. Oh, stop. Delete the entire bin folder.
Mm.
Okay.
Delete the obj folder too, just to be safe.
Okay. Now, if I go over here, I got to set this to release. Well, maybe this isn't necessary right
No,
now, but
it's not, because
okay.
you're supposed to do it from the command line. So
Uh-oh. All right, so then I got to navigate to my Nikeza folder. My trackpad sucks, man. I'm getting arthritis in my hand. Okay, so that's the Nikeza server folder. I assume that I want to go to the, come here. I assume I want to go navigate to that directory. Okay. And then I'm supposed to say like,
you're supposed to still go into Nikeza server. So open that directory. Let's see. I know there's a Nikeza server itself. Yeah. So it's here. This is the root of your web app. So this is the one you should call. So you'd seed into that.
I just say this right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So now what you now need to do is to say .NET publish, give space -o, yeah. Then specify a different directory just to be safe. Just to be sure that it's only exactly what you are supposed to deploy that you're actually deploying.
Like that. Like this. All right. Let me, while you're away, let me.
Okay.
Okay. So just hit enter.
Yeah, enter. So wait a little. When it's done, the contents of that folder, there's a slight tweak I would like us to make just to see, So the tweak I would like us to make is to just change the web config file to start printing out logs, so that by the time you deploy it to the server, if we refresh it and it's giving an error, we'll see
Let's complain about
word.
config.
Okay, cannot copy because it was not found. Huh. Okay, so what we can do, let's make sure that your CS proj has no web config in it. So let's go to edit your CS proj for the Keza server. No, I mean edit the project file itself.
Oh, you don't want me to actually search for it? Okay.
I just want to be sure that the web config is not registered in the sorry, the web config is not file is not registered in the CS proj.
I'm
Because if
right
it is,
clicking.
yeah, first let's see. Search for web config in that file. Web.config.
There's no
Okay,
config.
it's not there, Abby. Okay, then that means it's fine. Let's head back to. I want to see why it's giving that error. CS proj.
So I'm building it right now. Then I'll go back to the command line.
Okay.
Okay. And maybe I should see if. Okay, so there's no deployment folder yet. And
No, you wrote Nixia instead of Nikeza.
reset, huh?
The deployment folder is Nixia.
I'm not following what you're saying. Nikeza, and it's spelled here. I don't see
NIK. You
easy.
said .NET Publish.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Oh, no, that's not cool. All right.
But it's fine. If it's finished, you can go to that Nixia folder and just maybe move it or something.
And the deployment file is there. And let me delete this. Oh, I thought I said delete. All right. Let me go back to. Oh, why is everything so slow? Deployment. Okay, so this is what it's supposed to look like.
Yes, this is correct. Now scroll to the bottom. I need to look at your web config. So in your web.config, or is there no web config there? I don't think there is. Yeah, because I know I had this problem too. Okay, so this is the solution. The solution is to manually add the web config. What version of .NET Core are you running? I think it's the old one.
Two.
.NET Core 2.
Yeah.
Is Nikeza using .NET Core 2 or .NET Core 1 point something?
It's using .NET 2.
.NET 2. Okay. That's kind of odd, but okay.
Two?
I think all the dependencies are still .NET Core 1 dependencies, but that's fine. That's not the problem actually. So copy the web config to Nikeza, then the slight change we will make inside the web config. No, what I mean is the one you deployed, the outputs. Okay, you're just going back there. No, what I meant the folder where we just deployed to.
Yeah, but I just restored the web config that I recently deleted, so it should be in here, and I was just going to throw it in there. Okay. This right here.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
And so you're saying throw it in this Yo, where are you at? I don't know. All right. Let me get rid of some of this.
Okay, cool. So paste it here. Then edit it. Edit the web config file. So I'm going to explain what the contents of that web config file are, so that you can get what the gist is. So here's the thing you need to realize about .NET Core is that all IIS is doing is that IIS will run .NET Run on your behalf, and it will keep that .NET process running. And if anything were to happen to the .NET process, like it crashes or something, it will restart it. So, but in order to be able to run .NET run and manage it correctly, it needs this ASP.NET Core module, right? If this ASP.NET is,
Pardon me.
yeah, if the ASP.NET Core module is not installed on the web server, none of this will work. Absolutely none of this will work. But as long as it's installed, this code here in the web config loads the module into IIS. And then the bottom part where you have ASP.NET Core process path equal to launcher path, arguments, blah, blah, blah. What that is doing is it's telling IIS, please start up a new process for ASP.NET Core, and those are the parameters you need. Now, the key thing I want us to change here is this false. This false you are looking at, that std out log enabled. Change that false to true. Okay. Okay. Second thing you now need to do is, okay, we can still leave this as it is. So it's saying drop all the logs in a /logs folder. So what you can also do, you can change that to true as well. It's fine. Forward Windows auth token. Okay. So what this is telling us is that we need to create a log folder on the server, a logs folder on the server where to be dropping the logs in case something bad happens, so that we can use that to debug it more if we wanted to. So this is fine. This is fine. Just deploy it. Create maybe create a log folder. Put a simple text file there so that the folder will be preserved. Then upload what you have to the server. So step one is just to create a logs folder. And inside the logs folder, you can just put a sample file there or something.
Okay. So, but we edited that. Okay, so let me delete this here and replace it with. Give me a second.
All right.
We're taking this here and then we are basically throwing it in here.
Yeah.
Can I just paste in here?
Yeah, sure. Okay, you can't.
All right. This is rocket science.
All right.
You know what's crazy is I selected everything and deleted it, but it looks like it was smart enough to preserve the assets folder in the backup.
I think that's from the web hosts themselves.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah.
No?
Oh, it's not?
It was smart enough to recognize I made a mistake.
Okay.
All right, anyway, so I'm taking this web config, I'm throwing it in there.
Then I think you should also throw in the rest of the app as well.
Where's the web config at?
File transfer failed.
Because it's open still. Oh, that's me doing something else.
Okay.
Cannot start transfer. Why couldn't you start the transfer? What the freak?
What's going on? Yeah.
I'm not sure. Should I? Let me clear some of this clutter out. It's not really providing a description about why.
Maybe you should terminate the connection and reconnect.
Okay.
Uh,
I'll just kill the whole thing.
yeah. So while we were talking, this is one of the reasons I was excited for .NET Core is that this problem we are facing right now is not F sharp specific. In fact, it has nothing to do with F sharp. Because even if you had a C sharp application and you wanted to deploy it, it's the same process we would go to you would go through if you want using Visual Studio. It's just that, like you said, for Visual Studio tooling, C sharp has a first class experience, which is quite unfortunate. Yeah.
I hate programming in C# now, unless it's building view models or doing some UI stuff.
Yeah.
Because I got to put on all these checks if you're null. Okay. I hate this trackpad. Ah, transfer over. All right, so it's there now. Your idea worked.
So, yeah. Create a logs folder on the server. Just a simple folder called logs. And you're supposed to actually, it's a folder, not a file. Nice. So next step is to move the rest of the files. I think they're important too. So um, yeah. Okay. So let's wait a little.
So that's going to take a while. In addition to that, I also need to take the Elm client side. Where did that go? Where did that go? Where did my Elm client? I can figure it out later. I had a backup for.
Speaking of which, there was something I was trying to do one time, but I think it's something you could still do. So maybe write a batch script that will deploy the server side and also deploy the Elm client as well. So that once it has done the deployment to a specific directory, you can now upload all the contents of that directory. So you won't have to repeat this process again if you wanted to deploy a new version. Um, I'm just saying.
Okay. We got says we got 9 megabytes, 8 left down here in the bottom right.
Oh, okay.
And I had a folder called. Oh shoot! What just happened? Oh,
The web config. I think
doesn't matter. No.
no, it doesn't matter.
Where did my Nikeza client go? I had a special folder. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it.
The funny thing is, even though at work we have a lot of C sharp projects, but anytime we want to do something serious, we use F sharp. And what started happening was at least a few of us in the team that that understand F sharp very well is that we anytime we wanted to like write a serious app, we would only write it once in F sharp. But in C sharp, we'd have to write it like maybe twice. We'll have to debug it and make sure that somebody did not, pass null where he was not supposed to pass and all that. Whereas with F sharp, almost always, if we finish coding it, is almost ready. By the time we are done coding and it passes the basic unit test, it's almost as good as perfect, which is kind of awesome.
Really? You don't have people that are fighting you on the F sharp part because they don't want to learn it?
Well, that of course we do. It's just my team is a subsection of a larger like department. So yeah, my team we use F sharp, but the rest of the department are free to use whatever they want. So yes, they fight us, but they only fight us at like at a team level, you know. So but within my own team, we just use F sharp and we don't have any issues or problems with that.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out how to deploy the Elm assembly, and I just need to
Okay.
figure out what the command line is.
Able to get past the issue of the humongous homepage.
Was I able to do what?
Were you able to get past that issue you had one time about the homepage being so large?
Uh, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I could show you a demo soon. First is output and so what? I just do that. Okay. And then what? And then supposedly I go to no. I got too many Nikeza directories everywhere. Which one was this? No.
Cabrera, hold on.
All right. So how's this work? I think I'm supposed to take the assets folder in main.html, main.js, in style. I think those are the main files that I'm supposed to. Oh, shit. I don't remember which one. Hold
All
up.
right, I'm back.
All right. So that index.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the difference between index and home? Hold up. What's this home one? Oh, okay. That's really old. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, delete the home. Oh, okay. And so I think it's main HTML, main JS. Hold on, what was the index? This index is the 136. Not sure which one. 1 second.
Mm.
That's what that's supposed to be. So boom, copy the assets. I'm not sure what the main.html, what the difference. I'll just throw them in here. So I think it's
I
like
I think let's see.
I'm stuck between what the difference between main.html is versus index.html. And I'm looking at the timestamps, and it makes me think that the index.html is no longer relevant because that was created at 136.
Yeah, because I can even see the what do they call it? I can see the file size. The index of HTML is like 1 kilobyte, so that can't be it.
Oh, okay. So I copy these files and I want to go into C / and Yeah. That's probably overkill.
You can just call it client. Okay, that's fine. Now client is fine. What you could do is when you paste it, just run the main.html just to be sure that it's incorrect.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that what you do?
Well, why didn't the style get applied to it?
That's what I was looking at. So I don't know much about it. Okay, what we could do is do you have Chrome? Oh, fine. I think we could still use go back. We'll still use but I think Chrome would be better. It's like it's Chrome I understand more. But you don't
I tested the something's missing.
yeah.
Did I need that index.html? Do I need both of them?
No, I don't think so. Run it. Run it. There's something I want to see.
Okay, so
Um,
run in the Chrome.
yeah, run it in Chrome. Or you can still run it in Edge.
How do
What
I
I want to see,
how do I launch the browser in Chrome?
right click the file is here. Open in Google Chrome. Inspect elements. Right click anywhere.
See, I tested this thing before. Something didn't get copied over.
Okay.
Am I supposed to bring this main dot?
You know what? Hold on. Run index.html here. Um, I'm sorry. Run main.html here, rather. Okay, it's the same thing.
We
Sorry.
didn't see that last time. I thought.
Yeah, I think it's where you run it.
Uh, okay. I don't want to get hung up on this. I guess we could figure this out later.
Yeah.
Because the main part was just getting it to display on the server.
Mm.
Stuff. Yeah, I could figure all the other stuff out.
Okay, sorry. Rerun index.html again. I want to see something. This is what it should look like, right?
Yeah. So that must have been it. So what's the
Yeah,
main
yeah,
for? Somehow they play together.
yeah. I think the index loads the main in. So the index is like the shell, then the main is like the um should I say the component or something. So
Region. We're talking about Prism. Okay.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
it's correct now. So so what we'll do now is to move those files to the server.
Okay. I've got 99 problems, but what if you having girl problems? I forgot for your son.
Yeah, so you're supposed to put it in a www folder because it won't just work just like that. Hold on. Create a www root folder
In the
on the
server.
server. On the server, yeah.
That's IIS, right?
No, it's Kestrel. That's the ASP.NET Core web server. So open www root and then move all your assets there.
Move all the Elm client stuff here.
Yeah, all the Elm client stuff there.
But we don't move the other stuff in there, the actual services in there.
What services?
The what I meant was we don't move the backend code in the case of server DLLs in there and all its dependencies.
No, no, we don't. We don't. All those are on the outside. So um, I think it's only the content of www root that it serves. Every other thing it doesn't serve.
Okay. So everything is in there now, supposedly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so next is, well, I guess I could kill you. So next is,
So go to the page and let's see.
I gotta turn it on. Microphone. Successful. My song. Well, I don't give a so. I don't know what you take me as something, something, something that Jay Z has. I got 99 problems, but it ain't one.
All right. So you need to start it. Is that what you said? Web page unavailable.
Yay!
Yes, we are onto something. So this is good news actually. So what we need to do now is go back to,
It says it failed to listen on the configured port.
yeah. So we need to go back to, what do they call it? Go to the folder, your FTP client. It will have generated some logs. So we need to look at the logs, and the logs will tell us what is missing. So yeah, good. That's the log I was telling you about. So let's download it and open the log. Let's see what it's saying.
Why is this computer so slow? It's empty.
It's empty. Huh. Okay. Close it. Minimize that. Let's look at your web config one last time. Um, let's go back to the folder. Let's look at the web config that's configured on the server.
Got 99 problems, but it ain't one. Why can't I just open it from here? Hold up. Okay.
Okay.
What's this resource type supposed to be?
I'm not exactly sure. Okay, I think when you're registering modules with IIS, you have to specify what kind of resource type that the handler is taking care of, I think. Um, hmm. Could it be that forward Windows auth token? I really doubt that's the case. But just to eliminate all the subtle things that could go wrong, I think we should change that to true and re-upload your web config.
Hold up. Hold up. Do what to true?
Forward Windows auth token equal to true. We need to change it to false just to eliminate all the possible things that could go wrong. Because my next guess is that maybe there's some setting we have to do in the control panel to enable .NET Core. Because it could be that that module is not being seen by IIS. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I think first we just need to eliminate um, that possibility. Same thing. All right, fine. Okay, but before we even go, let's go and check the log one more time just to be sure that the logs are still empty. And if that's the case, I think the final thing we will need to do is to go to the control panel to make sure that ASP.NET Core is enabled. Because I know I went to the website. What's the word? I went to their information page or something, and they show that they actually support .NET Core. What I don't know is if they what I don't know is if they have the module installed. So we need to find that too.
That's empty. I'm looking at the file size. Hold up.
Oh, it's empty. It's zero. It's zero. But there's supposed to be more because what it does is it generates new logs every time you
Well, that's
restart.
at 237. I think.
Yeah, so it's supposed to generate another log. Um, oh,
Oh,
okay.
they're all zero.
They're all zero. Okay, fine. This is what we'll do. Let's go to your this thing. Let's go to the control panel for the web host. Um, let's see if you have any setting there that allows you to switch on um .NET Core. Okay. Change that integrated to none.
There's Microsoft IIS Manager. There's FTP Manager. All this is IIS settings. So these are different tabs. I don't know if I should.
No, no. What I'm even saying is that integrated oh, okay. Um, go back to IIS settings. Okay, change that integrated at the bottom. Application pool pipeline mode. Oh, okay. Ah, that can't be it. That can't be it. What we need to
There's
verify.
stats and logs.
Okay, you can check that, but
Raw
I think
log
what
file access. This I should make sure raw logs available for download. You can run your own preferred statistics. Is this what?
no, I think that can't. What we want is to check how they deploy .NET Core applications. I sent you a link. Do you remember? Um,
Well,
where they
Twitter.
Yeah, I think it was. Is it? Wait, hold on. I think there's a difference. So let's see. Your host is discount ASP or discount ASP.net.
Is discount.asp.net. I think is the site.
Okay. The question now is how come? Hmm, let's hold on.
Did you tweet it in the public?
Yeah, I did. I'll look for it again. I think under hosting.
Yeah, this right here.
Yeah, there's ASP.NET Core. Oh, it's like the plan you buy must have. Let's see. Maybe you should contact the support and let them know that you're trying to deploy a .NET Core application and it's not working. So probably, I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe it's the plan you are on. Um,
Well, what does it? It says that it supports it. I
yeah,
don't see anywhere where it says that you have to do anything outside of it. What I did see is when I went to their knowledge tab or their knowledge base tab, they were saying that you had to um, basically download a PowerShell script, and then
okay,
which I did, and then you were supposed to. My phone's ringing. My fault. They wanted you to download a PowerShell script, and then they wanted you to uh, publish. Well, drop the PowerShell script in a Microsoft, a specific Microsoft folder, where the folder that results when you do an install of Microsoft Visual
yeah,
Studio,
yeah,
and you drop that PowerShell script in there, and then they wanted you to basically right click on your executable, your .NET Core executable, which is
Mm.
a console app, and then hit publish. But I don't have publish, and so that's the part where I was running into is
Oh,
I don't have the menu item that will trigger the ceremony of publishing to the remote server and executing that PowerShell script that they had me download
oh,
and move into the a designated directory.
okay. So let me see the PowerShell script.
Okay. So
Uh, Uncover that sorcery. So I need to see what the PowerShell script is trying to do. Um,
which one is it? Is it program files or is it x86? It's supposed to be Visual Studio 14. I don't know which one it is. But give me
I
a
think
second.
it's the X86. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, this looks familiar. And then, shoot, was it Common 7? Yeah, this is where I'm getting lost at. Yeah, okay, I got to find it. But the script, actual script, without you seeing the actual spot where I put it, is in my downloads.
Okay. Okay.
And
You're
so
using
this is it right here. This publish module PSM,
PSM1.
whatever.
Okay. Let's open it and see. Okay. Maximize that.
And then I also had to download this publish settings.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
I don't know how to.
Oh,
Phone,
there's
how to
no way I'm figuring this out by just looking at it.
maybe it'll
Um,
probably clear up if I open it up in Visual Studio.
yeah, or VS Code. I think VS Code would be better.
Mm, mm, mm. Uh, okay. I thought I open. All right, that was weird.
Just wait a
Mm,
little.
it's not. Yeah, that's not working out. So let's try Visual Studio.
Hmm.
I also have Atom. Mm. This Visual Studio 2017 preview 15.5. It has more support for F sharp, so I'm able to see data tips and stuff like that. I'm actually
Oh
able
wow.
to hit F12 to navigate to definition. All right,
Oh, that's
so
cool. So scroll down. Let's see. It has a few stuff here. Internal override settings from environment. There's a process. Um,
this is a long file. Like you see the right
like
hand side,
yeah, how many lines?
and it's 1200.
Okay, good. How do I navigate this now?
And this is just one out of two files, right? Because this is the other file. This
Yeah, the other
published
file.
settings.
Yeah, don't open it. The other file is it has sensitive information in it.
Oh, okay.
Like it has your username, your password. It's what the PSM module is going to use to do the deployment. Actually, that thing is just doing what we've just done. Um, I don't see how it would be different on their server. Okay, maybe what we should do is um, let's create let's create a simple C# project, right? Do the deployment and see what's different.
Okay.
Or you know what? That's just too much work. See what we'll do. Let's get back to the um. Let's get back to the what do they call that thing? FileZilla.
Okay.
Why is it not working?
So the question is, the files are now on the server. This script
Mhm,
should do something. We should be able to theoretically, right, with my
mhm.
ignorance, if the files are already on the server, this script should just be able to point to that server and just run it, and it should do whatever ceremony it needs to do. But that's me
Uh,
not really knowing anything.
no, I don't think that's what's going on. I think it's a little bit different. So I think what is going on is that by default, .NET Core can't publish using publish profile. So if you go back to that script, you will see that it was written by Microsoft at the very top. So I'm guessing, do you see it? So I'm
Yeah.
guessing that what this is doing really is just command line tools that will run that .NET publish and then upload the files using the publish profile file that came with it. So it's not doing anything that we're not already doing. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
At a high level.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doing a lot because it's 1,200 lines of code,
Yeah, but I
and
think
Microsoft
it's
wrote it.
so I think it's all it's doing really is just using the credentials from the publish settings to do the deployment. So that's why. Huh. Have you contacted them for support?
No, but
Like,
Don Syme actually CC'd my SOS and sent it to what's his name? Something Carter. I forgot his name.
oh, Philip Carter.
He CC'd it to Philip Carter right here, and Philip Carter actually replied. The publish menu is there only for projects using Microsoft.NET SDK web attribute in the project file right now. In the meantime, for your project type, you'll have to use the CLI. Have no clue what that means.
What it means is exactly what we've just done now. So the CLI is the command line interface that we just use to do the deployment. So
Give
we
you,
pretty much said we've just done now.
uh,
So I think what you should do is leave the project the way it is, and then let them know that your .NET Core app is not running and it's not yielding any logs, because this is how it works. This is it on a. Let me try and summarize what is going on in total, right?
okay.
Um, Open that web config again. This is how it works. How it works is that IIS doesn't know shit about .NET Core, and it doesn't even care. Sorry, I cursed a little. But so,
And it
but
shouldn't, right? That's the whole point of it being okay. So yeah,
yeah, yeah, and yeah, you're right, and it shouldn't. So the only way .NET Core is able to, so the only way IIS is going to run .NET Core is via something called the IIS module, which is because IIS has this idea of modules that you can use to load to give it new functionality and stuff like that. So the module is something that must be installed on the server. It must be installed, it must be active on the server. now run the app, right? IIS now launches that module and then asks the module to look at your web config. Brother, it looks at the web config, then the web config tells it about the module, then it instantiates the module and just starts running that module. So the module is the one that now goes to your app and says .NET Nikeza.dll or whatever to run the Nikeza app. And the output of that running the Nikeza app is the one that will now show up in that STD file. I don't know if you get all that I just said.
Yeah, for the most part. From what I take
So
from it, it's nothing we can really do on our side. But the web
yeah,
hosting company, they should maybe at level 3 support or higher
yeah,
know how to get it to run,
yeah,
because not everybody is deploying it through a UI
exactly.
publish menu item.
Yeah. So as it is right now, we've done everything right. We've done the deployment correctly. We've changed the web config. We've added the logs to it as well. Also, don't forget, if it ever gets to work, don't forget that you need to go and change that log. Otherwise, your server would be flooded with data very quickly.
Oh,
So
let me do that right now then.
yeah.
Hold up.
So you see the content of this .NET.exe you're looking at right now.
Hold up for 1 second. So you said take this web config.
Yeah.
Oh, hit edit display.
That part that said std log out.
Why
You
is
need
it
to
launching
just
Visual Studio? Really?
yeah, because it's Visual Studio that's associated with the file.
30 seconds of my life wasted. 45 seconds. Okay, so 1 minute. Okay, so let me kill that because it still didn't load. This is 2015.
I think it
Yo,
will load. You just need to wait. Hmm.
or I could just go here, Windows Z.
Just open it with Notepad.
Stupid trackpad. Yeah, my hands are hurting, or my fingers are hurting. All right, so just web config. Come here, come here. No, stop. No, right click. It's web config. And it's
Yeah, so you saw that std log, std out log enabled. Just change it to false. That's all. So yeah, that's basically it. So like I said, from our end, it's perfectly. We've done. Okay, is that the correct folder? Why is it?
I don't
Oh
know.
no, you need to go back one step and re-upload. Remove that web config. Yeah.
So what, I just double click it and it just goes over there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. So with that, they should be able to sort out whatever issue. My guess is that ASP.NET core module is not enabled on that server. Um,
All right. Well, I appreciate you taking your time. Send me the invoice.
yeah.
I'll
Oh,
show
invoice.
you. Uh, uh, yo, this has been a really cool exercise for me because I'm starting to realize the importance. In web development, things are just different, at least
Yeah,
when I do it, right?
exactly.
Compared to a WPF application.
Yep.
Um, like, I really have to worry about performance. And so, oh man, why didn't this load?
The
Okay.
web is a completely different animal.
You recognize your blog post up there?
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I when you messaged me, I was trying to optimize the links actually being loaded and deferred to when you actually click on the person's thumbnail.
Oh,
Like I could follow you. Let's see, that doesn't update either. But oh yeah, because I'm not logged in. So if I say Scott Nimrod at bizmonger.net, and you're probably like, how did you get my blog posts?
hmm.
So I should be able to like you. That's weird. Anyway, so I did subscribe to you. That did work somehow. Um, if I look at my subscriptions, you show up right there. So basically, this is taking WordPress, Medium.com, Stack Overflow, RSS feeds, and it's basically feeding the latest items to people that get on it. And so
Oh,
you could track your followers, and all this is done. Obviously, the back end is in F Sharp and Giraffe. I got hella integration tests all written in FS Unit, and then the client side is in Elm. And so it's been pretty painful trying to strengthen my understanding of functional programming, and actually trying to build something useful at the same time.
yeah, I can imagine.
This is my oh shoot. Yeah, so the biggest bottleneck is me trying to speed up this website because it loads in. For example, I added a profile between Mark Seaman and Tomas Petracek. It is really slow, this application, because it loads in their thousands and thousands of links, right?
Mm,
All the answers that they have on Stack Overflow, stuff like that. And so I've been trying to figure out how to load up the application and make it performant enough where you don't have to wait 10 seconds just to look at some superstar's profile. And
yeah.
so that's why you don't see all their links in there. If you did,
So,
you would see the if I were to what just happened? Oh, that's a breakpoint.
great point. Okay. So,
Normally,
so the bottleneck is on the server, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, the bottleneck is the client and the server. Um, well, let me start over. The bottleneck is more on the client side. And so
Oh,
what I
okay.
mean by that is within Elm, um, it for every message that gets generated, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Elm's architecture.
Not
It's
really, but
it,
continue.
it's similar to Microsoft Foundation classes where you have a message pump, and
Okay.
for every message that comes in, the UI just reacts to it,
Oh, oh, I
and
get.
it re-renders itself. And so, and plus, because it's uh, it's functional programming specific, there's there's no modification of specific properties of a record. It just copies it. It does a deep
Mm,
copy, right? And so, with that said, when you're on Nikeza and you're just surfing and you're looking at people's profiles, the superstars have thousands of links, and
mm,
some messages basically request other messages that request other messages. And so on the Elm client, it's re-rendering itself like two, three times just based on one button click.
mm,
And it's uh, filtering and choosing and manipulating and running a map and all that stuff every single time, a dozen
mm,
times, just based on one user action. And so that's the
mm.
part where I'm getting my experience on my own time before I take up a client's time and charge them a lot of money.
Yeah,
But it's been an
yeah.
interesting exercise of things that I guess I took for granted, especially leveraging this type of architecture
Mm,
of immutability and deep copies. And it's
yeah.
just been interesting and painful.
I think what you could do to alleviate the issue is to push a lot of that computation to the server. So maybe have a custom API endpoint that does through the pooling and the filtering and all that, so that what gets shipped over to the client is just the what is essentially the answer, you know. Or what do you think?
Well, that's what I've been going back and doing. It's
Okay.
just trying to get them to play nice with each other. So like now it's just me giving the absolute bare essentials for each request and trying to defer giving them any more data until it absolutely needs to be rendered. And I mean, I'm sure that makes sense to any web developer,
Yeah, it
but
does.
when you're just uh, when you're just doing like TDD on the back end, and all you care about is if something passes, like you just load up everything and you just only focus on one part being true,
Yeah.
within your validation part, and that's it. And so now I've been spending most of my time just refactoring, and the code base just looks nothing like the code base that you all saw.
Mm.
I'm trying to think of a good example of someone. Let me go into your profile. If I can remember it. So normally this your portfolio would actually, yeah, we could do this right now. So let's find a YouTube video that you're. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Can you
Let me send you the link.
send me your channel ID? Right.
Okay.
Your channel
Okay.
ID is going to be on your profile your profile settings menu, and then you click
Mm.
advanced, and then
Okay.
I could load in your YouTube links.
Hold on. Let me get my channel ID. Uh, Hold on. I think it's a GUID, something that looks like a GUID like that, right? Is that not the channel ID, or is it a
Yeah.
number?
Well, no, it's a long string. I don't think it's a GUID. It's
Okay,
a.
it's not a GUID, but it's just like a. It looks like random characters, sort of.
I'll show you on mine. So,
So
because I mean,
I've gotten it already. So let me just paste it in the chat so that you
okay.
can see. Don't know if you've gotten it.
Give me a second. Yeah, that looks like it. That was pretty fast. Because usually people struggle to find it. I struggle
Yeah,
to find it.
actually, I'm a as a web developer, you tend to hack this thing. So I just went to my channel. I saw the ID in the URL, so I just copied it from there.
Yeah, the thing is, what's weird is I can't select it. Can you paste it into a DM on Twitter?
Oh yeah, sure,
It won't
sure.
let me select it on here.
That's weird. All right, just a moment. I'll put it there.
I mean, I don't think it's that serious for, if anything, we could just make this video private or delete it later. But I mean, I don't think anybody, it's not your password. It's just,
No, it's not. No, it's fine. In fact, it's a public string. So anytime I copy my channel URL and give someone, it's there in the URL. So there's nothing private about it.
like usually where it says zero links, that's a result of me trying to do some performance updates, but now it's no longer being carried over, right? Because normally it will say 10 links here. Um,
Okay.
anyway, so do that, say add, and here you go right
Oh,
there. So
that's
now
it. Yeah.
if I go back to you and I go to your videos, then we can feature. There used to be a highlight effect, but I don't know. I found myself No, it's a long story. So let's feature a couple things, and back up here. Boom. That's a bug. So when people go to your profile, and we can do the same thing with these articles. So
Okay.
boom, boom, boom. Right. When people go to your profile, then they can see exactly the content that you want people to see the very first time they come across your profile, and then they could drill in deeper by going to all the links per category or per content type. And so another one is you're on Stack Overflow, right?
Yeah.
So I can find you. Hold up, because you just recently posted an answer. I didn't mean to do Stack Exchange. So what's up with the avatar?
I can't remember why, but I know I used to like it a lot.
So if we go to sources and we select Stack Overflow, and your image is going to change. All
Oh,
right.
okay.
So go here, and then we see answers over here, and you can feature whatever you want to feature, and go back to the portfolio. Right.
Mm.
Now, the effect that it's supposed to have when I check them is it's supposed to look like this when I hit the checkbox. But I don't know, there's some strange voodoo. So anyway, as I check them, it's supposed to get highlighted like this so that you know that you're actually doing something. But yeah, so like that's pretty much it. Let me see if this actually works. So if we go to you over here, if someone were just to hit the landing page, oh, here's another thing, right? So these are topics that these are your featured topics, this F sharp, functional programming, whatever. So you
Yeah.
click on the topic, and that didn't work for you, and let me see if it works for me. Yeah, so that's the result of me doing things on the server side. Anyway, when you click on a
Hold,
topic,
hold, hold on. Go to ASP.NET Core. Yeah.
it's going to display all your links that have that topic that I pull from Stack Overflow, Medium.com, YouTube. Like I pull all those tags there. The reason why it doesn't show up right now is because I've I've been postponing bringing in the links
Mm.
because of performance issues. When you try to log on, it was taking like 10, 15 seconds, but normally
Oh,
it'll get populated with all that. So the data is there. It's just the latest code changes that I've made makes it empty
mm.
right now. So I got to figure out the ceremony of getting that stuff back in.
Okay.
What else? That's pretty. Oh yeah. When you click on your thumbnail, same thing, right? I've been the same story about me only trying to pull in the links when absolutely necessary. So normally, just like we saw when you log in, or when I was logged in, I was looking at your portfolio, and you see
Yeah.
your featured links. That's what it's going to be right here.
Okay.
And yeah, I could probably show you what I mean, and maybe that'll be a lot easier. Give me a second. Boom, 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 boom. So, uh, it's this right here, I think. I think this. It should be straight. Uh-oh, stop debugging. So that, and I feel like I'm missing something else. I do a search on comment, this over here. Ugh, gross. So if I do this, then I attempt to build it. Is there any other spots?
Wait a minute. Before you continue, can you stop? There's something I want to quickly check. Go to your startup.cs. I'm sorry, startup.fs in the Nikeza server.
Okay.
Scroll down. I need to be sure that there is a app.use IIS integration. Scroll to the bottom.
That is the bottom.
Oh, okay. No. Is that the configure app? Huh. Okay. That's probably where the problem is coming from. Interesting. There should be an app that use IIS. Okay. So I just took it for granted that it was there. Although,
It's right here.
let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, then it's fine then. It's fine. Sorry for distracting you.
No.
I remember, yeah, I remember I needed to put this because it didn't come with the default template, and you need that for it to work with IIS. So when I was deploying the app that earlier to Azure, I needed that line there. So, but anyway, continue.
So hopefully the update I made should help me demo what the user experience is supposed to be like without the slowness. We'll see though. So if I click on you, you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And it shows that you have a follower. Down here, I'm getting rid of. This is your bio, which I decided to remove because I just don't see the point of it anymore. Your bio is more likely the topics. That's pretty much it. And then you click on me. This is my stuff. I could add my YouTube videos. So this is all without logging in. And then so if I log in as me, let's go or I could log in as you. You can follow Petrochet, which the thing's not responding. Everybody, by default, everybody follows me. And you can follow Flashin. And so then here's your subscriptions based on what I made you subscribe to. And this is me being a follower of you. And the other part is there may be a custom link that you can just add in if you were on a podcast, like what's it called? Functional Geekery with Odie and some URL.com. And then we say F sharp and we say functional programming. And I'm not sure if there's anything else. Haskell. You know where all these suggestions are coming from, right?
Yeah, Stack Overflow.
Yeah. Which is another bottleneck. So we go to the portfolio and you see how there's a new item here in the portfolio. Just like that. And that's a bug because when I click portfolio, it should just go to portfolio, not latest. But Yeah. Oh, yeah. And when you click on the latest tab, then this is pretty much a news feed of everybody that you subscribe to. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is what I've been trying to sharpen my teeth on. I absolutely suck when, oh yeah, you can look at your sources again, and that stuff didn't carry over, but here's all your data sources now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll I'll message the support team for the web hosting place and let them know. I'll probably toss them this video. I don't think they're going
Yeah,
to sit through the whole thing, but
of course, but I think it will be helpful to them.
yeah, yeah. So let me. Oh, where are we on Chrome? Hold up. How do I? Oh yeah, stop presenting. Yeah, man.
All right, bro.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. Is there anything else?
No, nothing much. Much.
All right. Well, thanks again. Appreciate it. I'll keep you updated on um, if and when I'm ever able to get it on there to a shared web server. The reason why I didn't want to do Azure is because I didn't want to be. I want to have a fixed price. I understand that Azure has like certain markers where you can suspend, but like I just want something where I know the price is going to be what it is because I there's only going to be like a whopping 10 visitors like a day maybe, starting off. So I don't want to even.
You could have used like the free plan because there's a free plan. The current Nikeza, the one I deployed to Azure is on the free plan, so it's not like I'm even paying for it.
as,
It's
lo-
a database and everything.
as long as you have the Keza dot Azure dot whatever, as long as you have the Azure as a subdomain, it's free.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah, it's free. And even the database is free. I think they give you 25 MB of free database, and they also give you um a free app service with a free database. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I could try that too, and because I want to try to sharpen my testing skills or the SDET software development engineering tests, and so I wanted to create like, well, I guess if it's cloud computing, then do people stress test backends that are running the cloud? Like,
Is there a reason to do that?
is there a reason to do it? I would say there is,
Yeah, there
because you
is.
don't know what you could still catch, regardless of the belief system that it's all distributed. There might be some funky issues that you never considered. But anyway, I wanted to do that and write a blog post on that or record a
Yeah,
video on it.
you'd be surprised how easy it is on Azure. So Azure has a performance test tools, and in fact, it's just a point and click kind of thing. So you could just go there, point and click, and specify the number of users you want and all that, and they will just simulate real users. Go to hit your homepage, that kind of a thing. So yeah, it's
It's
there.
smart enough to know how to create all those profiles on the database and do all that for you.
Okay, no, no, no. What is good at is
Oh, you're
just
talking about just people going to the landing page.
yes, people just landing on the landing
Okay.
page at random, maybe landing on the landing page and randomly clicking links on it. Just randomly clicking links. So that's what the default performance tools do. However, there is the coded UI. So you can upload, you can configure coded UI tests and run those ones. No coded UI test are tests you've written on your own to specify that, okay, to log in, I have to click this, I have to enter username and password, I log in, I do this, I do that. So I think VSTS, yeah, I think it's VSTS, has support for uploading your coded UI test and now running performance tests with on Azure, on your Azure infrastructure. So there's guidance on how to do all that. It's available, but I've never done that. At work, the one we do is the regular, just getting to your website and just going to random pages, just so that we make sure that the app doesn't tip over if we get a surge of users.
Like the programmatic, the website that Scott Blashen's book was on. I don't know if you went to that website or not, but
Yeah, I did. I
it was
did.
it was a pretty bad experience if you were trying to like if you were in a checkout. It was
Mm,
really bad. It took me about 20 minutes to buy his book.
wow. Wow. At the time I bought his book, it was a bit easier then. Maybe, but I know I got the book long after you got yours. So
Yeah, yeah. All right, man. Well, good stuff. Thanks again, and I'll keep you
yeah,
updated. We we making this video public, private, or delete it? What do you want to do?
you can make it public. It's fine.
All right.
The- Who knows which also somewhere is trying the same thing and getting stuck too.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, good stuff. I'm sure it's night. What is it over there?
Nine twenty
Yeah,
seven.
it's nighttime over there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I'm out. I'm hitting stop broadcast and I'm hanging up unless you want to say something offline.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You can hang up.
All right, Odie. Thanks. Bye.
All right. Bye.